The Creative Corner. Let your freak flag fly. It's the Creative Corner.
Say that twice as fast. Let your freak flag fly. Whoo, tongue twister. All right, in the studio today, I've got Shani Zede. Hello, wait a second. Which mic are you on? Say again. There, I hear you now. Unbelievable. How are you doing, Shani Zede?
I'm amazing. Thanks and yourself, Quintus.
Oh, I'm doing quite well. Thank you for joining us here on the show today.
I need to thank you for calling me a top YouTube gamer person because I didn't even know that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, listen. You've been doing it for quite some time. I remember back in the day, I was on Xbox 360, and I remember I was trying to be a gamer, and then suddenly it fell flat, and I just played Need for Speed Most Wanted until the end of time. That was it.
Okay, it's a good game. As long as it was the original Need for Speed Most Wanted and not the most recent one.
No, it was the old
Okay.
one. Yeah,
No,
it was the old.
then we can still be friends.
There you go. I'm happy about that. But yeah, I remember seeing you around this. I've met you virtually many times before. So this is like...
This is putting a face to an Instagram or a Twitter handle.
That's the one. You don't get to do this in the modern world anymore, see each
you
other.
really don't.
Yeah. Except you do. You have a YouTube channel and now you are a YouTube content creator. We love getting people in that do YouTube content creation. And I want to ask you, why in the world did you start a YouTube channel?
Wow. That's I was expecting, why do you want to do YouTube? Why did you go? No, why did you want to do a YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah,
straight to
that's the
point.
one.
So, I've always been a creative. I went and I studied graphic design. I did design at school, and I've always been that friend in the friend group and in my family.
Yeah.
That made videos, that took photos. I was at school and people would ask, are you leaving the school? Why are you taking photos? Why are you taking videos? I'm like, because memories. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
And so I have a very big love for social media.
For sure.
And I was on Twitter, and I've been on Twitter for since 2007, 8, I don't know, around those. And I was like, well, you know what, guys? Back then I probably had about 300, 200 followers. I was like, guys, YouTube seems like a cool thing. I don't think I'm going to go into it, but it seems like a cool platform to try and get into. Fast forward, did the graphic design degree, finished, and I was like, cool, well, this is fun. I'm following a whole bunch of South African YouTube content creators now. I had an opportunity to meet them at Rage, and I was like, well, I'm doing it anyway. Let's start and
Maybe I
create
can do
content
this.
because there wasn't anyone that was doing what I felt I could bring to the internet, which is a very vast majority of many, many muchnesses of things.
Yeah, but in terms of the culture in South Africa, what does the YouTube culture look like? Because to me, the culture is not very huge at the moment, if I can say it that way. It's growing.
It's growing. It is still very baby. We have, as YouTube content creators, we have realized that South Africans don't want to let go of Facebook.
Yes.
If there isn't video content hosted on Facebook, they don't want to click out of Facebook to go to YouTube or to go to Vimeo or wherever. They want everything housed in Facebook or Instagram. So the YouTube community is growing because there's a lot of us. There are actually quite a few of us, but it's still very niche.
Right.
And there's a lot to learn, but we're getting there and we're getting noticed.
Do you think having a foot in the door will be a good thing? Because if YouTube becomes a huge thing in South Africa, then you guys already have one foot in the door and you'll be...
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are the bigger YouTubers, obviously you've got Casper Lee, who's
Right.
from South Africa, well, Neisner. And Josh Peters and Grant Hines, who recently relocated to London, they are obviously the trailblazers. They are kind of waving the South African flag for us, the littler creators. And we just need to create that sense of community and just keep on creating content. Yeah. That's the main thing.
That's what I like. I like talking to the startups, if you can call it that.
Yes, well, that's what I am.
That's the thing. I like talking to guys like Alex Shapiro and yourself, where, I mean, you guys... You start small, but one day when this maybe blows up, you guys are in the know and taken. But in terms of Alex Shapiro and other YouTube content creators, do you see that collaboration between content creators in terms of YouTube specifically is something that actually happens as a result of being on YouTube?
Oh, 100%. There's this whole idea of, especially with smaller creators, it's a whole idea of cross-pollination. So if you have a YouTube channel and you've got 200 subscribers, I have a YouTube channel, I have 400 subscribers, and our kind of content aligns, because if you do makeup and I do gaming, it's not kind of going to make sense for us to do a collab unless you think of something really with a cool twist. Yeah. But if you're collabing with a person whose kind of content overlaps and aligns with yours, their subscribers are probably going to jump over to your channel as well and be like, I enjoyed your collab.
For sure.
Let's see what this person is creating on their own outside of the collab. So I've collabed with, I haven't collabed with Alex yet. We've been speaking about it, and I was in a video a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, that's the thing. You see fellow creators on like Instagram stories and stuff
definitely.
like that. But are you worried that everyone is kind of in the same areas once you go to an event and then you see another content creator and you're like, oh damn, this guy's also covering it?
Well, no, you can't think of it that way because you can't think of, damn, I'm in it for myself. No.
Yeah.
If I see a content creator that has gotten something or has just been sponsored or has been picked up by a brand, and they're South African, I'm truly and honestly so happy for them because that means they're getting their names out there. They're getting South African content creators out there.
Yeah.
And that just means better for the entire community. Yeah. We have another gaming YouTuber because I'm casual, guys. Like Quinta said, I'm like top. No. Gaming is one of the many things I cover. But there is a South African YouTuber who's actually currently in Taipei for Computex, which is like a massive tech
this week.
Yes, well, during the duration, today's Saturday, right?
Yes.
So that's Frankie B. And he recently, I started following his channel when he had 600 subscribers. He's just over, I think, 3,000 subscribers now. And he recently partnered up with MSI. Yeah. And they sponsored his trip to Taipei.
Well, there you go.
And, yes, granted, I am good friends with him. But it's not like, oh, damn, I wanted a trip to Taipei. It's like, I'm happy for him.
But I think that answers another question that I would have had, saying, what are the perks and what are the things that can happen as a result of having and growing a YouTube show. But I'm glad you brought up makeup and gaming in the same sentence, because we're going to be talking about that coming up in the show.
The Creative Corner on the Quintessential Show.
All right, so we are talking about Creative Corner. We're talking about YouTube channels. If you're a person who's ever wanted to start a YouTube channel, we're talking to the people who are actively doing it and how much of a job it is. And it is a job, let's be real.
It really is.
Because Shani let us know, and she told our producers before the show that she decided to quit her job and then follow YouTube. So let me into your psyche over there. Lead me in and tell me what factors into a decision to say, you know what, it's time to quit my job and just focus on YouTube.
So obviously there were a lot of factors that came into walking away from a very comfortable income and job and employment. So it wasn't just, okay, cool, I want to become a full-time YouTuber. There was a whole bunch of stuff and drama and health issues and whatever. But because of me walking away from a 9-to-5, because I was at the company that I was at for 2 years. My YouTube channel has just turned 2 years old. Do the math. I started the YouTube channel while I was working. Yeah. And when I had the 9-to-5, I could only create one video a week, which I wanted to produce more, but I physically didn't have the time. I could only record on weekends because at that point I didn't have lighting, so I couldn't record at night either. I tried to make do, but weekends, natural sunlight, it's free. So from what I did there is I worked for 2 years and I just wanted to create more content and I needed to create more content. It started being this like burning intensity. Yeah. And a whole bunch of stuff happened and I kind of sat down with my parents and I'm like, listen, I'm probably going to be walking away from my job.
So what does a parent's face look like when you say that?
I have very special parents, and this is a shout out to them because they looked at me straight in the eye and said, Chantal, as long as you're going to be happy and as long as you're going to be healthy, we're going to support you in whatever you do. You've got 6 months to figure out your life from walking away from permanent employment, which I'm very, very thankful for. I know a bunch of parents would have smacked their children over the head and be like, what are you doing? Yeah. So with that and having obviously an abundance of free time, I was like, cool, guys, I can throw my creative juices into creating 3 videos a week. I'm going to try it. And apart from this week, because I've had life to deal with, I have been able to keep up with that content and keep up with 3 videos a week. Sometimes they are a bit later than the scheduled time, but it's okay because...
But that's a full-time thing. Editing involved and everything. You do everything yourself.
Yeah, I do everything myself.
Right.
And people don't actually realize when people ask, like, what do you do? No, well, I make YouTube videos. Right. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. But it is a lot of work and people don't realize how much work goes into creating content. Right. A 3-minute to 5-minute video for me is actually 10 minutes worth of footage because I tend to ramble a lot. And then it comes into editing. So it depends on how complicated or how simple you want to make the edit. And then if you want to add music, if I'm doing a gameplay video that requires actually playing the game for half an hour to get the best type of like footage from it, if it's a highlights reel. So there's a lot of work that gets involved in it. And then obviously, apart from creating the content, you need to be sharing the content online. And if you don't have a presence and you're not actively tweeting out to your followers or Insta storying, as I know Alex Shapiro loves to do. I can imagine he harped on about that. But you become an influencer almost, depending on how much your following grows. It becomes a full-time job, and I can say now, I'm a full-time YouTuber because that's what I'm currently filling my time with. Yes, I do have the graphic design freelance stuff, but I need to make sure for next week I have a video for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I prefer to keep ahead of my upload schedule because otherwise I get around to 3 o'clock on a Wednesday. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have a video. Sorry, guys, something happened, it does happen. I mean, like I said, I had that happen twice this week.
Yeah, because life happens in the background.
Life does happen, and you don't think... there's some things within the YouTube realm that you really can't prepare for. I had an SD card corrupt on me last week, and I lost the footage for 4 pre-recorded videos, and I had to re-record stuff. And it is honestly the most difficult thing to play a game... and pretend that it's the first time that you're playing it again because either your sync wasn't working, your mic wasn't plugged in, or something but it happens. And you work with it, and it's because people also think, okay, cool, you create videos. It must be the same thing every day. It is a different thing.
Every time.
Yeah.
I like this whole thing of cutting down the myths of making YouTube videos, because some people might think that it is very, very easy. But you even make it even harder on yourself because, let's be real, being a female in the gamer industry, there are a lot of men in that industry that go like, we've got the girls around this time. So in terms of starting a YouTube channel and being a girl gamer, these are two separate industries. I mean, obviously you can get a lot of backlash on YouTube, but you can also get a lot of backlash in the actual industry.
Yes.
So in terms of the backlash that you get as being a female gamer, has there been this discriminatory feeling around it?
I want to say yes and no. I've had it in a very, very moderate, very light sense of I've heard of stories that will give me nightmares for a month. But for me personally, because when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, cool guys, I am a gamer, but I'm not going to be doing gaming content because that's not what I wanted my content to be. My content is very varied. I'll do unboxings, I'll do geek things, then I'll go do a montage of an event that I was at. I'll do a random challenge video. And then about a year into it, I was like, well, I kind of want to include the gaming aspect of me because I'm already putting so much of myself online and my personality and my interests. It's something else I want to share with my following. And then I got into doing the gaming thing. And being a female gamer on the internet, I've actually had friends, it's this typical thing that a lot of people say, well, just wear lower cut tops and you'll get more views.
Unbelievable.
I have had friends say that to me straight. Well, Shani, Chantal, just wear a lower cut top or show more boob and you'll get more views. And I looked at them, well, no.
Yeah.
Why does that stigma need to, and unfortunately it is there, and we are trying to better that. And we have come a long way. And I mean, there are lots of amazing women in the industry that I look up to and I idolize, and they're doing such incredible things. Sam Wright is one of them. She runs Tech Girl. Yes. And she is actually the mastermind behind something that's happening next week, Wednesday, which is #Acer for Gaming.
All right.
Where we've taken, so it's myself, it's Constantine 104, Tech Girl, Pippa Shabalala, who, if you're listening and you were a gamer back in the day, you would remember the TV show The Verge. Right. She was the host on that.
Brilliant.
We've got Zoe, who is Moonstormer. She's a writer for Critical Hits, formerly known as Lazy Gamer. And we've got 2 very prominent esports female players, Shaz and then Jules Bish. And we're going to be hosting a thing at the Nexus in Randburg, which is an Acer for Gaming Girls Slumber Party.
Brilliant. Which
is a gaming event, which is... We're not saying no boys allowed.
Because I want to join. What's going on here?
We're not saying no boys allowed, but it is focused on getting girls there, and it's an event focused around females in gaming. Whether you've never touched a console or a PC in your life and you want to get into it and you want to play The Sims, or if you're just about to go pro and you're like, okay, well, what do I do next? Or how do I get found by and sponsored by a team? Or how do I get picked up? There's this whole event that we're going to be doing to accommodate that.
Right.
And Aces come on in a big way. Xbox is going to be the console sponsor, so I'm going to get to play some Gears of War. I'm so excited.
There you go.
'Cause I am a console peasant. For the PC
sure.
Master Race people listening, I'm sorry.
Get colourful, get creative. The Creative Corner.
Wrapping it up with Shani ZA, I must say I've actually enjoyed this chat quite a bit.
Oh, thank you. So have I.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the whole gaming industry at the moment and where it's going. What games are you playing now?
Currently,
What have you reviewed?
Currently, I am finishing The Surge, which came out recently, which is an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
I am still trying to make my way through Mass Effect Andromeda,
Oh my.
which came out, I want to say, almost 2 months ago.
That's why I'm wondering, like, are you okay?
Yeah, life happened and I wasn't able to play for a while, but it's okay.
You're a huge Mass Effect fan. How is that game, though?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It has its rough patches, and especially when it was released. But now with all of the updates, it is finally the game. Well, I feel that it should have been at release.
Yes.
Which is typically. I mean, I also haven't had my weekly nerdly gaming input because I'm a Nag Podcast co-host.
There you go.
And we've been on a 2-week break because our main honcho and big boss decided to go walking around in the desert. So
Well,
we
there's
get to record next week, and then I'll be back in the swing of gaming and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
like
it's
that,
quite
which I'm
interesting.
so
And you're a
excited
writer
about.
for Tech Girl as well, yeah?
I am a writer for TikTok.
So there you go. In terms of people starting YouTube channels, do you think that you need to get in on any platform that you can otherwise to do writing and to do maybe podcasting?
Honestly, what you need to do, if you're sitting listening to this now and you feel you have an idea and no one else is creating it, or you've seen someone create it and you can do it better, you don't need the best equipment, you don't need the best setup. Go ahead and do it. If you have a smartphone, you can create YouTube content.
There you go.
So it comes down to, I was very fortunate enough that, like I said, I started on Twitter and migrated or ventured into the YouTube realm. And from meeting people in the industry and having my brother introduce me to a lot of people, because my brother's quite a big, high up person in the community from an Xbox standpoint. And people eventually twig on saying, okay, cool, here's someone creating really, really cool content. They might not have the biggest, this is a personal story now, they might not have the biggest subscriber base or the biggest following base, but if they see something that they like, that they want to grow with, they'll approach you. And I've honestly got so much stuff happening in the background and behind the scenes at the moment that I can't speak about just yet.
How dare you?
Which is, you watch those YouTubers and they're like working on secret projects, and you're like, why can't you tell us? I'm one of those people.
You are now.
And
Unbelievable.
I understand it, and it's honestly, once you got your foot in the door and once you're creating content that you're enjoying making, you can't make content for anyone else to please anyone else. You need to make sure that you're happy with it because you're putting the hours into it. You're sitting behind the computer editing. And if you're enjoying it and you're loving what you do, it shows on camera. Yep. And then the brands will start coming. Like for me, I do a subscription unboxing, which is NerdNab, which I paid for myself. And I would pay for the bi-monthly subscription box because it's a bunch of whole nerdy things that you can unbox. And eventually they said to me, well, Shani, why are you paying if you're going to be making content now?
Yeah.
And we enjoy your content. We'll give you the boxes if you carry on making the content. And shout out to NerdNab for doing that. But I mean, the shirt I'm wearing right now, which is my Spider-Man stealing Captain America's shield. Yeah. It's from the NerdNab boxes.
So there you go. I think South Africans need to get that in their heads that, no matter how small your following is at the moment, possibly things will come your way.
No, 100%. If you're doing something that brands see is different or unique or that they can align to and you're brand friendly, you can't be doing terrible things on the internet, let's be honest, then the brands will come.
Yeah, and I think as well, in terms of making YouTube content and everything like that, have there been any comments that have made you feel like I'm done today? This is the end of it.
You need to know when you start a YouTube channel as you're putting yourself on the internet, and you need to have thick skin.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've had it very mild. I started streaming. This is my first stream ever happened yesterday, guys. I've just gotten into playing Minecraft. I started playing Minecraft on Wednesday evening, and Xbox/Microsoft has Mixer, which is a streaming platform.
Yeah.
So I decided, cool, let's start streaming some Minecraft.
Whole nother world.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah.
And there was no face cam. It was just my audio from my headset. And I eventually had like two maybe 3 viewers.
Yeah.
And I had someone in the chat saying, your building is garbage. I was like, thank you. I appreciate it because I've just started playing. I have Windows.
All right, Shani, the last thing I want to ask, though, you have a list of nerdy bucket item lists. Bucket list items. There you go.
Bucket list items?
There you go. I saw you rolling around in Lego. Okay, why would you do that? What is up with that?
That was honestly a childhood dream come true.
Why?
We have all wanted that moment in time. You know how? Okay, I know there's that stigma.
Stepping on Lego is bad enough.
There's the stigma about stepping on Lego that it hurts. That's 1 or 2 when they're secretly hunting for you. But if they're in a group, walking on them is actually not that bad.
Really?
It's like lying down on the Lego was actually really comfortable. I'm getting very strange looks in the studio right now. But lying on Lego is very comfortable.
So what else is on that list of things that you want to do before you die? Nerdy things specifically.
Nerdy things specifically, gaming specific. I want to go to Gamescom. Which is a big thing. It's basically Rage on steroids, and Rage is the biggest South African gaming expo and technology stuffs. I'm looking forward to Icon, which is happening later this month. It's June, right? Yes. But I had an opportunity when I was at FanCon now in Cape Town. I got to meet a whole bunch of artists and comic book artists. And actually one of my favorite illustrators, Warren Lowe, he illustrated 2 Roxys ago for Rage. I got to meet him. And honestly, my bucket list now is to create this whole thing of meeting the people that I've always enjoyed their stuff. So comic book artists, illustrators, YouTubers. I would honestly love to meet Jacksepticeye because he's amazing and he's a gaming YouTuber with green hair. But from a nerd standpoint, otherwise it would have to be Gamescom is my number one thing.
So that's kind of your dream.
I've rolled in Lego already. My life is made.
So that's kind of your dream, to take it global at this point.
It is to take it global, or at least to travel for something gaming related or nerd related.
Yeah, perfect. So where can we follow you as we follow you around the globe?
You can follow me on all the places of the internet at Shani_ZA. So it's CHANI_ZA. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube.
Unbelievable.
I'm everywhere.
You're doing too much. You're doing way too much. Shani, thanks for joining us here on the Creative Corner on the Quintessential Show. I think I've gotten some, tidbits in terms of what I can implement on my project. And I'd say keep creating, man.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.